back in the day, did you ever go through certain movies from the 90s? If you were born like in the late or in the early 1990s and in the 2000s when you figured out that you could actually pull out Willy Wonka and all, that there was actually scenes in 90s movies that would be worth it. I mean, Store of the Echoes, the sexy the Store of the Echoes, and all other things. Maybe I'm just the only weirdo that thought like that, and that's why I've no white socks left in the past 20 years. A movie called Joshua Tree in 1994. Now, this is a movie that, had I been older, that woman, oh, what a woman, would have been right on my ceiling, and I would have absolutely pulled the Willy Wonka out myself till I became a man, literally. But the film I only saw about 10 years after it came out, and it wasn't a happy release. But this film is one of the most underrated films of the 90s. And now, you and I are going to get into this review right now. So, DJ, play that fucking beat. Joshua Tree was released in Europe and the wider world in 93, but didn't come into the US in 94. It wasn't in theatres for some reason. Lord, no, I've no fucking idea why. It's a fucking bleeding grey film. Look at that poster. I mean, that poster screams like it's going to be fucking classic. I don't get it. Anyway, the name has changed to the Army of One. Why? Because fucking U2 are wankers. And they had an album called Joshua Tree a few years earlier and complained about it. Fuck U2. We all hate U2. Anyway, it starts off I'm going to be in a big hulking sexy bastard, as he always is. Good man. And this absolute beauty. Lord Jesus, Christina Alfonso. That's what you call a woman. They truly don't make them like that anymore. Anyway, Vic Armstrong has balls bigger than every feminist in the whole fucking world. Why does he? Because this man is one of the greatest stuntmen in the world of Hollywood. This is his directorial debut. That's right. He stunt double for Harrison Ford. I mean, slight resemblance, but he fucking did all the stunts. Man's a brave bastard. What can I say? Look at that man. Anyway, this is Brie Larson. She complained about having a bum double, an ass double. Don't know why. Fucking ass looks grand to me, love. Yes, I would. Anyway, here's Vic Grimes showing off his balls by grabbing onto a moving truck. That's right, a moving truck. The man also double for Superman. Look at that kill photo. What a kill photo. And here he is with Harrison Ford again. What a life this man has had. Here he is with Sly Stallone. The man is in the Guinness Book of Records for being one of the greatest men in Hollywood, stunt-wise. And James Cameron trusted him so much that he directed the start of Terminator Judgment Day. That just says a fucking all about this man. The man is a fucking legend. Simple as that. No word. Anyway, enough about Vic Armstrong. The man is a legend and all. He's got balls. Balls bigger than fucking anybody in the bleeding world. But let's get into this review, which also has one of the greatest soundtracks ever, which somehow was never released onto a CD or a record or onto a fucking phone. Somehow, don't know why. Anyway, let's get into it. This is an army of one year's boredom bastards. This is fucking Joshua Tree. We started off with a beautiful piece of soundtrack along with some fantastic cinematography. I mean, look at that. The cinematography and the soundtrack go hand in hand and kind of sets the tone of the film. It kind of has that western type of feel, harmonica and style, so you can kind of tell that this is going to be out in the open type of movie set based in deserts and things like that. Maybe that's just me, but the cinematography and the picture along with the soundtrack goes hand in hand with just making it look like it's going to be a Wild West type of feel to this. So this is Ken 4. Ken 4 took time out of his day to stop killing people in a large mall. That's a Dawn of the Dead reference if you didn't know what I meant by that. Anyway, Dolph Lundgren's character Santi. Santi is a former race car driver who ends up travelling exotic cars across the country. Illegally, by the way. Anyway, they're pulled over by a highway patrolman who's very fucking suspicious after he sees some damage to the truck. When he lets him know and sees a firearm on Mr. Ken 4 here, Ken 4 tries to explain that I use it to kill zombies in a hotel mall. But of course that did not work. The poor fucker. Anyway, the copper of course wants to see what the fuck's inside. Dolph Lundgren of course is pissed and is shitting himself, and when he sees another car appear, he knows who the fuck it is. That's why he says shit. Fired, and down goes Ken 4. So much for killing those zombies, pal. The big hulking Swede goes forward, and then the copper shoots him too. But in the process, the highway patrolman is killed by these other men that we have not seen. And Ken 4 and Santee try to have a moment. I would honestly care more if I didn't spend more than like 57.5 seconds with these two. Yeah. I don't think we're going to shed any tears. I knew you for less than a minute, pal. Anyway, Santee gets accused of the murder of the highway patrolman and ends up taking the fall, getting, we'll say, life in prison from the judge, and he asks him, does he have anything to say? And Santee, in his great American/Swedish voice, says, if I know, you'll never know. Or something along those lines. It sounded fucking stupid. Anyway, he's getting transported by two sheriffs to go save his time in the proper prison, because America has more than one prison system. Don't fucking ask. Anyway, turns out that these two pigs are dirty pigs. They pull up on the side of the road and ask the big sexy Swede, would you like to piss? I pissed 20 minutes ago. Well, go fucking piss again, they say. Just get fucking out so I can shoot you in the back. So the big Swede, of course, reluctantly has to get out. Has a little nose around, some beautiful weather, some windmills, another pig on the ridge. And then, of course, bam! He gets a hit by the pig, and another one. And then Santee realizes these cunts are gonna fucking execute me. So he says fuck this and absolutely kicks the absolute living daylights out of this fat fuck. That's what you get. Look at that. Kuja! And then fucking belts. Why not? The other pig of course catches him, but he's too fucking fat to realise it. And these two have fucking Stormtrooper bleeding in. I mean, look at this. All this needs is a fucking Star Wars bleeding score, and it's perfect. Now the first pig actually does get a shot off and hits him in the side. But still, all those fucking shots and you only managed to hit the cunt once. Like, what the fuck, like? Anyway, Santee says fuck this and goes off into Joshua Tree Desert. Or whatever you fucking call it. The Lone Pine in California. People don't realise is that Santee is actually experienced with the area, as he's done many a rally and race car driving here and actually grew up and lived out here. So he knows the layout of the land and the way to survive. For example, he pisses on his fucking shirt, puts a whole load of dirt and sand in it to filter out and gets himself a drink. He also had time to put baby oil all over himself for this shot. That one's for you, ladies. Even the wolf thinks he's so sexy and big, doesn't even bother fucking trying to attack him. We all fucking know that a wolf would attack you out in the middle of the desert if he wanted to bait me. But Dolph Lundgren, for some reason, gives some pissy water for the wolf on the ground. What's the poxy blade wolf supposed to do with that? Mate, you just fucking put all that crap into the fucking sand. That's not worth jack shit. Yeah, mad fuck you. So after jogging the desert, he finds a little backwater town where the main event happens to be.
I'm sorry, it's just not working. It's not about anybody else, Michael. It's not. It's just that it's nice with you. It's comfortable.
What's wrong with comfortable? What's wrong with nice?
You are absolutely right, pal. What is it with fucking women? Like, the chap is clearly fucking a decent bloke. But yeah, this little beauty is like, oh no, that's not good enough. But what you want, the fucking cheating little scumbag? Like, that's the problem with women these days. When they get the nice and the good fellas, it's not good enough for them, so they go after absolute arseholes. Also, the fuck? Damn. Just damn, what a woman. Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to our big handsome Swede. So our big handsome Swede sneaks up and read it from behind. I'm sure that's just how she likes it. Anyway, our big Swede is trying to put her into the van and she lets out a big scream. They'll be doing plenty of that later, love. Anyway, the probably most decent bloke in the whole film gets a good punch and then gets power slammed just the way Hulk Hogan did to Andre the Giant. So into his 4x4 he goes, and somehow there's about a million cops around. The man literally grabbed the woman, threw her into a car, and power slammed some poor unfortunate fucker. And yet it took these coppers about 30 seconds to fucking react to that. The fuck. Anyway, Santee shows how good he is, that he should have been the Fast and the Furious, and off down a cliff he goes. Lucky he has a 4x4. Anyway, like true 90s fashion, the cop car goes over and smashes up. This is nostalgia. So he shows off his sideways skills to Rita, who is starting to get intrigued by our big, tall, sexy Swede that can't speak proper American English. But anyway, god damn, what a fucking moment. As we said, Santee is an absolute fantastic driver. And here comes our lovely, beloved local sheriff, who does fuck all in the film. These two assholes are the ones that killed the highwayman at the start of the film. Goes on about, oh, the highwayman was my best friend, yada yada yada, you lying fucking cunt. Says, oh, she has a hostage, yeah, she's a fine ass fucking woman of a copper. Lord have mercy, it should say. But then he finds out that, yes, she is a copper. Yes, I fucked that up. Anyway, the local boyfriend says that the two of them are coppers, and the other two panic. Anyway, meanwhile, with Santee and the beautiful Rita, they're still driving. Beautiful cinematography. Sideways job. Yeah, Rita. That's how our Swede does it. Anyway, she considers jumping out, but she's like, nah, me, I'm gonna get a fuck tonight. And there's a bit of sideways action. Yeah, Rita. That's what you want. You're gonna get that later, aren't you? Anyway, on to our useless bosses or sheriffs. They all discuss how the fuck are we gonna bleed and sort all this shit. Well, we're all dumb fucks and we're in a desert. We're fucked. So Rhea decides to drop her little badge, showing that she's sheriff, just in case this so-called cop killer kills her. Then your man realises, yeah, she's getting fucked tonight. Anyway, so Rhea starts looking at our sexy Swede up and down, getting frustrated. Yeah, like, yeah, I had me some Swede tonight. Damn. So she tries to fucking nip away from him. Get to know this man that she's going to absolutely get a good cream pie off, but doesn't say much. Looks a beautiful woman, as we all would. Anyway, fuck all that shit. Anyway, they end up at Santee's house in the fuck ass middle of nowhere. And he's like, fill me up, Scotty. Give me that petrol. And Rita goes and has a fucking nose around to find out what the fuck. She robs a man's sandwich. Rita, you never, ever, ever rob a man's sandwich. The fuck you doing? Anyway, this robber cunt is trying to find out who this sexy Swede is. She gonna fuck him tonight. She knows it. Anyway, Mr. Days of Our Lives tries to give a big ass fucking pep talk about the world and Yamaha and what could have been and yada yada fucking yada. Who fucking cares? Start driving. So they all start fucking driving off anyway. And our big sexy Swede says, fuck out of the car. Yes, sexy bitch. And then he starts doing half a striptease. Rita gets incredibly wet and horny and just can't wait to get on top of this Swede tonight. And he's like, yeah bitch, you want this? Yeah I do. So our sexy Swede decides to fuck the car down to buy a little bit of time and make them think that they're at the crashing. But of course all you have to do is go down the hill and have a look in and realise there's no bodies. You get about 10 minutes. And our sexy Swede realises she's about to break her ankles because she's in fucking high heels. Fuck her, she's a cunt. She dropped a good bloke. Anyway, with a new family, this here is Ken Ford's family. Who the fuck is Ken Ford? Ken Ford! The legend, Ken Ford. You know, Ken Ford, the man that took time off. No, this Ken Ford took time off killing zombies. Made a fucking family. We had him for 57.5 seconds at the start of the film. Come on, you have to remember. Anyway, this family are clearly very close to Santi, and they start reminiscing about Eddie, and this little young man obviously looks up to him, and he's like, yeah, I got you sorted, here's some money and here's some shotgun shells, you're sorted, man. And then this lady informs him that the kid is the one that got the van, and of course Santi pretends to smile, but he's not really happy. And then BAM! Ivan Drago, the half Russian, half Swede, quarter American, hits him. I'll go to the right hand and says, if she moves, fucking shoot the cunt. So she looks anxiously, and Rita just decides to fucking be sexy. So he asks Mrs. Ford to watch the beautiful Rita while he has a pep talk with the little young fella. The little young fella, of course, is the one that robbed the van, and he tries to tell him that it's the most stupid thing he could ever do. And he wants, I just want to be like you. And he says, well, I'm going to be dead soon. I'm not worth the shit. Look at the state of me. I was in prison. I did fucking illegal shit. Sort your life out. Go to college. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Who gives a flying fuck? Next. So they see each other hugging and embracing, and he gets geared up, and then she's like, what are you gonna do with her? And he's like, I can think of a thing or two. But no, he just says, what size do you wear? And then of course we have the little striptease. Why they cut that part out of the film, I don't fucking know, but that would have been nice to see. And of course he jokes that their size too small. This other prick is going around fucking asking questions, saying yada yada yada, say that your man is a paedophile, he blows up disabled children, yada yada, make him sound like he's a fucking prick, while also asking about the copper that was killed on the highway, but yes, still claiming that he was the best friend. What a fucking spot. I think he forgets half the shit that he says the power's gone to his head. Fucking pig. Anyway, so our big Swedish friend unfortunately gets caught in traffic. And then they have to bail because of fucking Big Mac truck. And my god, Rhea looks sexy in those fucking jeans and white top. Oh. So he points his big gun at him and says, I'll shoot you if you don't fuck leading me. So they walk on. Casually through LA where big ass fucking jacket. Rhea sees a load of police and then decides to go Bruce Lee on his ass. Which is fucking hilarious. And is actually funny because it actually shows what a real fight for a woman against a man of his size would be. Yeah, he might have a bit of training in her and a couple of meals, but our Swedish friend has at least is 6'4", 6'5", at least, and Rita's like 5'5", and about 90 pounds compared to the other fella's 200 pounds. Ain't no fucking way she's knocking him out. Anyway, he goes on a rampage, doesn't kill anybody, but takes the car out and fucking shoots a few shotgun shells, and Bob's her uncle, off he goes, woohoo! And he says to Rita, what the absolute fuck did you just try and make me do? Like, I know you're into the kinky show, I know you want me now, but fuck me, woman, like, Jesus Christ. So they have to bail out of the cop car, of course. Being in the cop car is fucking hot as fucking. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna be rough with you, you fucking cunt, you. Best way. She don't let me. Good guys, remember, she likes bad boys. So they go to a hotel, which is apparently a sex hotel that pays by the hour, by night. If this is a fucking thing, that's fucking disgusting. Anyway, there was a beautiful shower scene that was supposed to be here, but unfortunately I can't take it out. But she comes out all wet and looks at his big fucking giant pecs. Yeah, that's the thing. And then she does something really sexy with her hair, and she's like, arrgh. So he handcuffs her, saying, give me a fucking hour's sleep. And she's disappointed because she thinks she's getting kinky sex out of him. But that's not fucking happening. Sorry. Anyway, she tries to take advantage of him. Nah, not really. She tries to grab his big gun. Like the other big gun. And he's up. Just as well. He can sense the force. So, he's like, what fucking time is this? She's like, I don't fucking know, pal, like, you know, like, he's like, fucking get up. So after he got and rob another fucking car. Jesus Christ. Many fucking cars. You should have called this fucking film Grand Theft Auto. Like, what's it, 4 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars. Anyway, they go off a little drive and he actually lets Rita go. And she's actually complaining about it. what the fuck you complaining about, love? You're just at the getting away from the man that fucking kidnapped you. Like, I know he's big and sexy and blah blah blah, but fucking hell. So she goes into a bar, says she's a copy, she wants information, everybody fucking laughs at her. Yeah, outright laughs at her. Don't believe her, don't do nothing. So she goes out and says, yeah, gives a lend you a bike, and he's like, come here, you. And this is right after he said, this is a copper. Like, she's a copper. Mate, you just tried to fucking frisk a copper. Yeah, fucking nutjob. Anyway, Santi got to the gaff. Who's gaff? No fucking idea at the moment. But he's prowling around anyway like a fucking cat burglar in the night with his big red top on. And he bursts in like fucking Goldberg to this MILF's fucking drum. And she's like, yeah! And she's like, no. And he's like, fucking ring him. And she's like, no. And Rita's like, no. Yeah, I went overboard there. Anyway, Rita finds the gaff. And yeah, the fella that tried to frisk her told her that this is the only ranch around. Meanwhile, the MILF is actually trying to seduce Santi. I'm not fucking joking with you. She's actually trying to fucking seduce him. These two were a thing and they know each other. But this is the fucking pig's wife, by the way. The pig that murdered the highway patrol officer. Yep, that's the thing. Anyway, he's calling Jimmy Choo-chan, or whatever the fuck his bleeding name is. Guess what he wants? Fucks her into a closet. Old Rhea goes into the gaff and realizes where the fuck she is, and he's like, what the fuck? And they rob a bleeding Ferrari that's not really Ferrari, and then she has Stormtrooper aim. And then of course the fucking coppers outside are like, nah, it'll be fine. Sorry, Drinker. I butchered that. I apologise, I'll never ever use that again. Anyway, just like a 90s film, the man that tried to fucking frisk the female copy who got the shit kicked out of him is complaining. And then the Ferrari goes past, it's not really a Ferrari. And then the other copper hops in. And then... yeah, I kind of fucked up again there. Anyway, the wife starts ringing the husband. And the husband is like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But the real good sheriff is finding out that this fella ain't a good boy at all. That he knows Santi very well. And they're starting to put all the pieces together. Meanwhile, somehow this fucking trick works. I've no idea how it works. I tried to figure out how this works and it doesn't make sense how it works. The fuck? But if I knew this shit, I'd be fucking robbing bleeding cars left, right and centre. Me with me fucking hanger under the bleeding window job. Fuck that shit. So they get to Jimmy Choo-chan, Choo Train, whoever the fuck your bleeding name is. And of course, I better grab my tool. And he's like, damn, can't believe that worked. And that won't believe that worked. Now mine bleeding you bleeding loser. Anyway, he handcuffs Rita again because that's the sort of kinky ditch shit that she's into, and he handcuffs her to a pole. And then Jimmy Choo fucking don't mean to be bleeding racist, but Jimmy Choo. Yeah, I'm not a racist, but who gives a bollock? With fucking 400 minions of stormtroopers up here, and this fella's like, yeah, I want you to kill him, and he's like, I am the best killer, I will kill you. And I'm like, yeah, pal, alright. So they observe the scene, and your man gives him the phone call, say, where are you, pal? Yeah, I have a key out here, yes, fucking party, like. And the other fella is like, but I'm already there, pal. I'm in a fucking car. Oh, me box, I am, yeah, come out and we have a fucking joint, like, yeah. And the other fella's like, the fuck are you doing in me car? And sends out his fucking stormtroopers. Like, and he's like, me fucking car is pricks. And they're like, he's not fucking here, pal. And he's like, where the fuck is he? Like, and someone else is like, leave it out, like, and shut the fuck up. So this fella goes down backwards, start fucking spraying a whole lot of bullets everywhere as though he's fucking Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger all in one. There is no fucking way, as big as you are, you're gonna hold the fucking long barrel shotgun like that one hand and fucking shoot it. I don't give a bollocks. Anyway, this fucking scene goes on for the while. I fucking cut it down like a bleeding mad thing. And if these cars were so fucking valuable to Choo, what the fuck are you bleeding having a shootout in the middle of them for? Anyway, the boss, or the semi-boss, comes in and goes, cha-cha, and starts doing some kung fu shit, and the other fella's like, no, and he's like, gotcha! take that, yeah, big fucking cunt you. And he throws him into a wall, and he gets a big fucking knife and sticks it right up into his throat, and that's how you fucking sort the fucking person out. Fuck you, wanker. Anyway, he goes on his little sliding buzz again and thinking he's fucking Lara Croft. And Tomb Raider, boom, 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 boom. He's killed about 150 men somehow. Anyway, he races a kit car that's not really a Ferrari. Blows half the fucking shit up. Rita's Jesus Christ, the fuck. And then he comes down out of the ceiling fucking somehow, and he's like, choo choo! Yardy pal, you're right, where's me fucking gear? Anyway, Severance fucking turns up, and she's like, Severance. And he's like, fuck it is, Blake, cunts, they owe me money, like. And she's like, get me fucking out. And then the Michael fella, the best fella out of the whole film, comes along. The poor innocent little bastard. And the other fella's like, fuck out of here, you bleeding cunt. And he's like, but my woman here, man. And she's like, me fucking out. And Choo 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 jumps out, fucking Choo Choo. And then he starts shooting at fucking the old Swedish fella. And she starts fucking rolling down. And then, oh, poor Michael is killed. The most innocent cunt. And she's like, no! And I'm like, what the fuck you bleeding complaining for? Love you bleeding broke up with them starting the bleeding film, you heartless bastard. Anyway, the other coppers start coming along, and then Severance decides to say, choo choo, bye bye, choo choo, and they break his neck. And Rita comes along and fucking says, hey, he killed him, and they're like, the fuck are you? And she's like, oh, fuck you. And she goes into a big, sexy Swedish fella. He's like, what the fuck are you bleeding doing here? And she's like, oh, I told you so. To that, fucking wanker, fuck off. And she pulls a gun and says, I'm a copper. He's like, what? I'm a copper. She says, well, no wonder you like handcuffs. Anyway, Severance is like, fuck her, she's fucking with him, and they start blasting. What the fuck, like, that's a fucking innocent. And anyway, fucking, yeah, man, Wang Yang, Jimmy Wang Yang fucking gets up and starts bleeding, baiting your man again, and then Rhea puts a bullet in his head, and that's the fucking end of him. Girl power, pal. Girl power. Oh, holy fucking Jade, you are sexy. Oh. Anyway, he gets the kit car that's pretending to be a Ferrari and fucking goes out. And somehow, despite the fact that this kit car Ferrari has carbon fibre, no bullets in it. Then, this mad bastard goes through all these fucking pipes and decides to go boom! And some fucking hell, the plastic fucking Ferrari doesn't go up with it. It's a fucking fabulous scene, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, Mr. fucking Dawn of the Dead is being shown in the flashback and showing Severance actually committing the murders. Only took all the fucking film. We all kind of had a fucking feeling what the fuck was going on. Anyway, Severance is a prick in the story. Anyway, so the wife is there. She's like, hey, I know where he's on. He's like, you've definitely banged him before. She's like, maybe. And he's like, bam. And I'm like, pal, there's about fucking 100 cops around you. The fuck? And she's like, ooh, I like it. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. Anyway, they get a fucking hold of a fucking supercar. Why cops have a supercar? Well, because the other ones have a supercar. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Anyway, they go down the dirt road. I don't know fucking much about blue Ferraris, but could a Ferrari really go off-road like that? I highly fucking doubt it. But anyway, this is a fucking beautiful shot. And then our Swedish friend then is just chilling, and then sees a fucking bleeding helicopter. He's like, fuck, and he fucking scatter down the bleeding road, and somehow magically over a big ass fucking desert, the helicopter not see the big ass pile of fucking tornado dust floating around. I see the dust, and I live in fucking Ireland for fuck's sake. And it is gone, I can still see the dust. Anyway, they go under a bridge that's just fucking convenient. Gone through this whole house in one fucking thing, and then this thing. Look at this dirty bitch. Oh, Jesus Christ. The fuck? So this thing is showing off her sexy lips and now, oh Jesus Christ, look at those fucking eyes. My good Jesus, that's a woman. Now she starts fucking, what the fuck? Like, hold, give me 1 second. Fucking sorted. Anyway, well, I give the audience a moment to look at one of the most beautiful asses you've ever seen in your life. These two fucking cockblockers decide to bleed and show up. And he's like, take my Uzi. And they're like, fuck that shit. And they're like, we gotta go, man, we gotta go. So the Ferrari pretend to be a kit car, gets the fuck out of there. Where the helicopter disappeared there? Fuck knows. Fucking Fucking aliens came for it, for all I fucking know. Convenient. But anyway, there's a couple of cop cars around. Let me see some great fucking stunts. This is the sort of shit I like to see in a fucking film. You don't get this anymore. This is proper driving techniques and stunt coordination and proper fucking drivers. There's no special effects or anything like that. It's just fucking great. And then we see this. Yeah! Oh my fucking Tokyo Drift. What the fuck? Anyway, and then the other fucking cunts bleed and catch up. And they think they're in Tokyo Drift as well. What? Am I watching Fast and Furious or okay? Anyway, there's some beautiful fucking scenes here from a helicopter. And some good onboard cameras and all. This is the sort of shit I'd love to see in films nowadays. You see too much fucking CGI and a bunch of fucking other bleeding shit. Like, at least here you can see for people actually using their driving techniques and going fast, and good camera work and good cinematography and good ideas. Like I love films like Ronin and all that, and the Bourne Supremacy and all. Like, they all have great car chases. I mean, look at this, not one bit of fucking bleeding CGI. This is doing real people doing real fucking stunts. This is why this film was helmed by a fucking bleeding stunt coordinator, because this is fucking good. This is good shit you get. Like, I'd love to see more of this today instead of fucking bleeding CGI. Anyway, the two quick cars pretending to be sports cars go down a fucking big ass fucking desert thing, and of course they get fucking stuck. So he's like, fucking bail, pal, yeah? He's like, don't forget the gear. And the other two bleeding fellas start chasing him. And the old Swedish fella is like, stay there or they'll fucking kill you. So he goes up the wall high point and waits for him with his little Uzi. I highly fucking doubt your Uzi's gonna go that fucking far, pal, against an AK-47. Anyway, where the fuck that AK-47 or a Kalashnikov, whatever fuck you call it. Anyway, he misses the shot, and then Rita does something very fucking stupid. And she's like, fucking face. Where the fuck does she get the Uzi from? And then she gets shot. Did she forget that there was fucking two of them? And Santi's like, no, my Rio! And he fucking pops a bit of lead after the other fella. And then the other fella, El Santi, grabs the other one, and he's like, no, don't hurt my Rio! And he fucking grabs Rhea, and he's like, no, I'll come down. And then Rhea decides to go and fill. Doesn't work, of course, to an extent. And then, of course, the fucking army of coppers are 50 miles behind. Fucking typical. Anyway, Rhea goes for the gun, despite the fact that she's the one that knocks Severance to the fucking ground. And he's like, hello, and he's like, goodbye. And I'm like, fuck you waiting for, pal. And then Santi's like, no, Adrian. And then they have a little scrap. And that looks fucking sore. Go on, Severance, go on, you sweet. And I forgot the other fella's leg was fucking damaged. That's why he's kind of not boxing the head off him. But anyway, Severance somehow magically kicks him down the side of a cliff. Where the side of a cliff come from? Fuck knows. Fucking vanished and came into fucking thin air because it wasn't there before. Anyway, he battles for the gun, and then and then he gets his Ivor Dragon shit, and then he's like and there's like Universal Soldier picking up a big ass brick, and then these fucking pricks come along and like fucking drop it. And of course the good sheriff is like, you're under fucking arrest, Severance. I saw the fucking cameras. You're a bleeding murderer, pal. And I'm like, fucking hell, he forgot about the bleeding cameras. Jesus Christ. And he's like, just fuck you. And Severance, you realise you're a dirty copper. You're gonna get bleeding slaughtered in fucking prison. Anyway, Rhea is looking fine and sexy in her. Oh my god. Anyway, the fuck? I mean, this fella still committed crimes. He murdered a whole lot of fucking people and he gets fucking off scot-free? What the fuck? Anyway, he gets a bit of fucking lip before El Rhea goes off on her travels, in her sexy ass thing, and we get the beautiful harmonica scene, playing that beautiful music all the way up into the beautiful mountains. How the fuck could anybody live out there? Jesus fucking Christ. So they go on their separate ways, I presume. All that, and I hope they fucking banged. All that fucking tension, they need to fucking get it off. Anyway, that was Joshua Tree. This is the real Joshua Tree. Fuck you too. And that was fucking Joshua Tree. Yeah, it's a bit of fucking fun and a laugh, and doesn't have like really big actors, and it didn't have a big budget and all that, but I still think it should have got a bit more attention. I mean, it was a disastrous release. It didn't get released in theaters or anything like that, and it ended up just kind of going nowhere. I think it should be classed as a cult classic. I wouldn't mind seeing it getting a little bit of a remaster and a run. But anyway, I hope you liked the video anyway. If you liked it, please subscribe, give us a fucking follow. Oh, and like the video as well. And all that jazz. There'll be fucking more to come. See you later. Take care. Yes, mad bastards.